Thomas Cullen is a federal trial judge and former U.S. attorney here in Virginia. He's also now the author of a young adult novel. So joining us now to discuss his book, Charlie Man, we are joined by Thomas Cullen himself. Welcome to the show. Great to have you.
Thanks for having me, Natalie.
Yes, and we have the book right here. So tell me a little bit about what inspired you to write a young adult novel.
Sure, not the typical hobby of a federal judge.
No, it's not.
One of the things about me that folks may not know is I've always loved to write. I wrote for my college newspaper, and even as a practicing lawyer, I regularly wrote essays and op-eds, usually about politics and current events and law enforcement related topics. And when I became a federal judge, I could no longer write and speak about those sorts of things, and I needed a new outlet, and young adult novel became that outlet.
Okay, all right. So let's talk a little bit about Charlie Man and what it's about.
Sure. So Charlie Man is a coming-of-age story. The protagonist, Charlie Stewart, is a high school senior. It's 1994. He attends an elite all-boys school in Richmond, Virginia. And throughout the year, he faces a number of challenges that I think are timeless. They were true in the 1990s. They're true of teenagers today, whether that be complicated friendships, young love, anxiety, or college admissions.
Yeah, interesting. So how similar was your high school experience to those characters in Charlie Man?
So it's often said that first novels are always partially autobiographical, and I think that's true to a certain extent.
You write what you know, right?
You write what you know. A lot of the characters are familiar to the author. There are no dead ringers. Most of them are composites of folks that I encountered along the way. The setting, the place is very familiar, and the music and some of the cultural aspects are things that I experienced personally.
So what about the Southern prep school for, young adults versus, our public schools that kind of, differentiates in this story as well?
Sure. So I can only speak to my own personal experience. It was certainly a unique experience. It was fulfilling. It was challenging. Being around a bunch of boys as a teenager in a unique place like Richmond, you had to learn how to be resilient and overcome challenges and the like. So I think Charlie has those types of experiences and ultimately ends up in a pretty good place.
Yeah, I have to learn how to adapt, that's for sure, right?
For sure.
During Charlie's senior year, he faces anxiety, grief, loss on several levels. How do you think his experience can be instructive for our readers?
Sure. My hope is young adult readers today, right, their lives revolve around their phones and social media. Charlie's life was different. This was before the advent of the internet and cell phones. But a lot of what he faced are challenges that teenagers face today. So I hope it speaks to them and the way Charlie handles himself and how he confides in teachers and coaches and ultimately perseveres. I think that message is timeless.
Yeah. And what advice do you have for our young readers right now? I mean, it's a different world, right? Their lives are so digital, and where, when we were growing up, that just didn't exist. And so going through some of these emotions were a lot different.
Right. So the first thing I would say and encourage our teenagers is to read more.
Yes.
Right? Not just snippets, not just TikTok. I have two teenage children, and it takes all I can do to get them to read.
I know, right? I'm like, one day you're going to love this, but right now it's like an assignment. But I agree. I think that they do need to pick up a book, an actual book, right? Not a digital book, not their iPad, but just learn to love just the art of reading.
No question.
Yes,
no
yes.
question.
Okay. And where can we get a hold of this book?
Sure. Any number of outlets. Amazon's always a good bet, and local bookstores.
All right. Well, do you think that there'll be another one on the horizon here? Did you like this genre?
I did. I loved it.
Yeah.
I had a blast writing. I've got a busy day job, so maybe we can find the time to write a sequel or something.
Right, I know. But yeah, I can understand how it can be an outlet for sure. And hopefully there'll be more to come.
Well, thank you very much.
All right.
Natalie.
Thank you for being here. All right. And Charlie Man is available on Amazon and at bookstores right now.